Now look, if you can't do this, most likely you can't sing high notes as well. And I'm talking about high notes in your mixed voice, not your falsetto, not your head voice. Now this video is going to be a quick one because recently I just worked with one of my private clients on this, and I thought that it would be cool to share this with YouTube. So let's begin. Now the ultimate way to test if you can truly sing high notes well is to sing a song while clenching up your teeth. That means you want to sing like this, and then proceed on to sing whatever you have to sing. Now, you definitely will not sound as clear as if you are allowed to open up your mouth. But at the same time, what's interesting is it should be clear enough that people can understand you, but certainly for certain words, you're not going to sound clear simply because your teeth are clenched. But what's more important is that can you reach the pitch of those high notes without starting to strain, without having your voice starting to break. Why is clenching your teeth and singing such a good test? Because you see, most of you, if you were to try to sing the song, in the verse, everything might feel fine. But when you reach the chorus and the high notes starts coming, here's what most people who are stuck in a low placement will feel. They will feel that pressure being built up in their mouth, and they have this tendency to open up, to let go of the teeth and start opening up their mouth. Why is that the case? Because they have to release the pressure. Because look, when you're stuck in your low placement, you're allowing the acoustic energy that comes out from your vocal cords to come forward into your tongue, into your larynx, into your jaw. And as a result, because of so much pressure being built up here, you have to release the pressure. Every time your vocal cords come together and they vibrate, there's pressure being built up, and we have to release this pressure. If you are singing in a low placement, the only way for the pressure here to be released is by you opening up your mouth. And when you open your mouth, what happens? You start to shout, you start to yell, you start to pull chest voice. Now instead, if you have no problem singing with your mouth closed and can still hit those high notes without strain, without your voice breaking, then it tells me that most likely you are in your high placement, your high complete mixed voice vocal placement. And I don't mean singing high notes in like a head voice or falsetto. So that means I don't mean like singing it should feel easy. It should feel the same. It shouldn't be a case where you can do that's pulling chest voice. If you're doing this, you're in your low placement, and if you try to do it with your mouth closed, your voice is going to break. You're going to start to strain. Because when you're actually in your high complete mixed voice vocal placement, what happens is the acoustic energy, it gets directed backwards and it latches onto the walls of your pharynx. And when it does happen, you can clench your teeth together, absolutely no problem, because now the pressure that's being built up, guess what happens to it? It doesn't come to the front, it goes to the back against the walls of your pharynx, and then the pressure is going to be released into your high head voice placement instead of a low placement. And when the pressure is being released into your high head voice placement, it is being released into your skull, into your heart, skull structure in the form of vibrations. And guess what? Because it's all hard surface at the back, your energy will be absorbed efficiently and it will come out in the form of head resonance. Now, if you allow everything to be stuck here, the tongue is a very soft structure. The jaw is a hard structure, but guess what? When you are pulling chest voice, you realize this thing, your jaw is getting moved forward. And of course, you look stupid when your jaw is going forward like this, because you are straining and you're pushing in the low placement. You're forcing your jaw to come forward. So that is not how most great singers sing. Most great singers, they can sing without opening up their mouth much. At the same time, they can drop their jaw. Notice, they are not pushing their jaw forward, they are dropping their jaw. They are not doing Can you hear a difference? The ones that I've been doing just now, my mic wasn't blasting, but the last one that I did, my mic blasted. That's how you know that you're putting chest voice, you're shouting, you're yelling. And not only is it because you don't look good, you look very stressed, you look very tension, a lot of tension, you look very pressurized. The more important reason why we don't want energy to be in front is because our articulators are here. Our jaw drop to form vowels, our tongue moves to form vowels. And why do we want to form vowels? Simple is so that we can express the lyrics properly. Does that make sense? And if you're allowing all the energy to come in front here, if your mouth has to be open, then guess what? If let's say now I want to sing the word see you again, see, I will start saying see you again, your mouth will start to spread. Your C will sound like say instead of C. Say. You'll be spreading if all the energy is coming out, if all the pressure is being built forward. Does that make sense? This is why, in order to maintain the integrity of the vowel, because we want to keep the lyrics proper, we want to sing the lyrics, you have to allow the acoustic energy to go behind and latch onto the walls of your pharynx, so that everything is happening behind there. Your vowels is formed in your pharynx, everything is happening behind. And guess what? Here is free to move. When you see singers drop their jaw and open up their mouth, it's not because they have so much pressure built up here until they have to explode here. It is not because of that. It's because it is free to move. They are dropping their jaw to form the R, the air, the white vowels. Does that make sense? Now, if I were to go a bit deeper into this, at the same time, when I was explaining this concept to my student, he asked me this. He said, then what about a blowjob? Blowjob vocal exercises that you have taught me. So he was thinking, the blowjob vocal exercise. When you're doing it, you actually feel pressure being built up in your mouth. You feel pressure being built up here. And you have to understand this, that the pressure due to a blowjob is air pressure. It is a backflow of pressure on the vocal cords. It is different from the pressure due to the acoustic energy that's causing your jaw and your tongue to tighten and to tense up. Does that make sense? One is pressure, one is air pressure. Another one is due to acoustic energy causing the pressure to be built up. It's two separate things that you have to understand here. If you can't understand this, it doesn't matter. Put simply, if you think that a blowjob vocal exercise, it helps you to achieve better high notes, you can still continue to do that even though you do feel pressure here. It doesn't matter. And if you don't know what the blowjob vocal exercise is or how useful it actually is, go ahead, watch the video in the cards after this video. So go ahead, try singing an entire song with your mouth closed, or rather with your teeth clenched, and then try to form a lyrics this way. Initially, in the beginning, it is going to feel very difficult because guess what? Now your tongue, everything, a lot of movement is being restricted. The whole point is not about how clearly can you form the words. The whole point is about how can you keep a certain level of clarity and yet hit those high notes without allowing your voice to break or strain. Because if you can't do that, it's a very good chance that you're stuck in a low placement, or you haven't strengthened your high complete mixed voice vocal placement. Also, you can try it on a vocal exercise like what I've shown you just now. Either way, go ahead, have fun with this quick tip that I have for you. And if whatever I said in this video made sense to you, then go ahead, hit the like button below and also comment down below. Tell me how's your experience while trying to sing with your teeth clenched. And I'll see you in another video.